right here at Juicy Whip Studios. Make sure you guys download us on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher Radio on our YouTube channel, and follow us on Instagram at SPORTSCAST. But right now we've got a guest on the line. He's been on hold with us, so I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Mr. Nick Hamilton, welcome to the show, sir.
What's going on, guys? How you guys doing?
We're doing good, man. You can find Nick Hamilton at Nick Hamilton LA on Twitter. Reporter for NBC LA. He covers the Chargers, the Rams. He's also got his own show, TMA with Nick Hamilton, on Saturdays. The guy knows his stuff, and like I said, Knocker, going into this, I respect the man's sports opinions. I do, so I want to state that first. But I have a serious problem with one of his takes that he put out there on Twitter today, Knocker, and we kind of got into it. So he wanted to come on the show and kind of hash it out.
I'm glad he did.
And I'm glad he did, so that's the only way to do it, right? Who fuck 280 characters, let's just talk it out, right?
Let's do it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's nothing but mutual respect. I mean, you gracious enough to come on my show, Josh, before, so I want to, have an opportunity to discuss this matter in detail.
Well, I appreciate it. And for those that are listening,
what is the issue?
The issue is about concerning the NFL draft. As we know, there's a lot of quarterbacks coming into this draft. There's probably 5 of them, Knocker. Mm-hmm. You've got Josh Allen. You've got Lamar Jackson. You've got Sam Darnold. You got the kid from Oklahoma, Baker Mayfield. And you have Josh Rosen of UCLA. So you got a very lush class of quarterbacks coming in. And, Nick, you tweeted out that you believe Sam Darnold is one of the most overrated picks coming into the draft. In fact, you believe that he's not even first-round worthy and that Lamar Jackson is better than him considerably.
What I said, let's clear that up. Number one, I said he wasn't first-round worthy. I did say that because I don't believe he was first-round worthy, because if this were a quarterback-stacked draft, we probably wouldn't be talking about Sam Darnold as much as we're talking about him right now. Now, I never said, and I say that this also on Twitter to you, Josh, I never said the guy was garbage or trash, because I don't believe he is. I think he had obviously today he had a very, very good pro day, and I think he has a strong arm. However, I think also this is the same kid that led D1 schools in interceptions. And also, too, now, understandably, I saw you also made a comment about him having a shaky O-line, which is absolutely true, in year 2 versus year 1. But also, too, it makes you raise the question, was year 1 not him and year 2 all him? Because if you look at the throws that he's made in clutch situations, he hasn't been doing a stellar job as far as the decision-making process. And when you go into the next level, as you well know, you got 300-plus-pound linebackers coming at you at the speed of light. So you're going to have to make split-second decisions. And to me, I don't think Sam Darnold is ready to make that jump yet. I think he needs another year or two to step back and really assess the game for what it is. Him coming out early is only going to be a mistake. And also, add insult to injury, you're going to the Cleveland Browns, for God's sake, one of the most worst-ran organizations in professional football. That's the Siberia of football, as you well know. Yes. So that's why I was saying that that Sam Darnold wasn't first-round worthy. That was my reason for saying that. So we can expand upon it from there. And then you made a comment about Lamar Jackson that I'll get into later. But
okay, now you're saying that Sam Darnold is not first-round worthy. I just that strikes me. No matter even what team he's going to, he's not only first-round worthy. He's probably going to be the number 1 pick in the draft. And what the spark that really sparked me was
he is.
But the one that really set me off, the one on Twitter that set me off, was that you're saying Lamar Jackson is like considerably better than Sam Darnold, and that Lamar Jackson is going to be the 5th picked quarterback in this draft, and he probably shouldn't even be playing quarterback. He's playing wide receiver. The kid is small. We've seen how running quarterbacks go in the league. We've seen Johnny Manziel, Vince Young. We've seen Teddy Bridgewater go down. They don't translate well to the NFL. RG3. The quarterback, RG3, the owners know that. That is why they've asked the kid to go out and try out wide receiver. And for you to say that he's better than every single expert that you even want to, maybe there's one that you don't like, maybe there's one that you do. Every expert though out there has Sam Darnold as a top 5 pick, let alone maybe the top quarterback in the draft, and you're going to say that he's not even Lamar Jackson worthy?
No, what I'm saying, first of all, let's clear something about Lamar Jackson. The only reason why, here's the interesting part about Lamar Jackson. There's different dynamics to break this down, but I'll start with the first part. Lamar Jackson, first of all, is not a small quarterback. He's 6'2", 6'3". He's about 215, 220. And in today's NFL, that's an admirable size quarterback.
Well,
this is the same guy that can also throw from the pocket. This is the same guy that's also mobile, okay? And this is the same guy that also understood Bobby Petrino's extremely tough offense. And it's not an easy offense to learn. So, and I understand that previous quarterbacks under Bobby Petrino have not panned out well in the NFL, but they never had the athleticism as well as the criteria that Lamar Jackson brings to the table. Number two, when everybody wants to talk about Lamar Jackson going from quarterback to wide receiver, it's always interesting to me when I hear some of these so-called experts say that he should go from quarterback to wide receiver, but they never say that about other white quarterbacks who are not as good or as worthy to tell them to go to another position.
I knew this was
it's
race.
Always
it's race.
When they say black quarterbacks should do that.
It's race.
That's always interesting to me.
Well, the problem is with the white quarterbacks, they're not good enough to play wide receiver. Most of the white quarterbacks.
It's not an insult. It's not an insult.
But they never suggest it, though. What I'm saying is this is all a suggestion. They're not making Lamar Jackson play another position. These are all suggestions.
Okay,
but what I'm saying is it's often interesting how you have other quarterbacks who are not as good at quarterback. They never suggest anything else, which is amazing to me. Lamar Jackson needs to remain a quarterback. He can make it in this league. Do I believe that both Sam Darnold and Lamar Jackson need to sit a year? Absolutely. They need to understand the offense. And also it depends on what type of system that they're going to play under. But they both need to sit for a year. What I'm saying is Lamar Jackson has better athleticism and better stats when it comes to making throws and throwing on the fly. Because let's be clear, you also said that he plays in a weak conference, but correct me if I'm wrong, the Pac-12 wasn't that strong this year, especially when it came to bowl games, because if I'm not mistaken, I believe only one Pac-12 school, maybe two, won their respective bowl games. The rest of the Pac-12 schools lost. So how strong is that conference?
I will bring up one name to you that they asked to change position, and that was Tim Tebow, okay, who won a Heisman Trophy just like Lamar Jackson.
Who couldn't throw.
He still was
white, and he's white.
He still was a winner. He still was a quarterback, and he still was white. And they asked him to change
throw.
position. Now, most other white quarterbacks coming out, Baker Mayfield, you could make a case, could probably play tight end, or he might even be able to play defense. I don't know. But most quarterbacks that are quote unquote white do not scramble. They're stand-up quarterbacks that play in the pocket, and they're just not capable of playing wide receiver. Lamar Jackson probably could play any position besides O-line or defensive line on the football field, which is a credit and a testament to his athleticism. Now, if you want to go to Sam Darnold can scramble. That's one of the biggest things he had going for him. So he is a little bit like Lamar Jackson in that way, whereas USC's offense deteriorated so bad in the second year where he spent most of his time scrambling and trying to make things happen, which is what Lamar Jackson does best. They both can pass from the pocket. I will agree with you this. And the first time he said he was coming out, all I said was Mark Sanchez. Unless he lands in the right spot with the right people, he's going to have a career the same as Mark Sanchez. And it's really sad to see because the one win over Penn State, which was lucky because he threw 4 balls in that game that should have been intercepted that were not, he rode that into the next year. And I'm a USC fan. I watch every single game. He is not ready.
Oh, I know you do.
He's not ready to read defenses. He's not ready to play at that speed. The Pac-12 was down. Now, I'm going to say the Pac-12 is the worst conference in the ACC. The ACC is pretty top-heavy, and then they're at-large games. You probably can equate them. But, my only issue with your statement was he's considerably better than Sam Darnold.
That's my problem. In the first round thing.
There.
Well, that was a statement. That was overly stated.
Okay,
I'll retract that part of my statement as far as he was considerably better.
Then
but what I'm saying is my whole point of that was that I felt like Lamar Jackson, when it came to being ready, when it came to being more ready, I was saying basically, which I should have explained.
I can see it. That's why it's Twitter.
Is more ready than Sam Darnold. You know what I'm saying? And I understand it's Twitter. I know it's in the heat of the moment.
Yep.
You're trying to get everything out. And it's an interesting conversation. And like I said, that's why I made it clear when I said, okay, I don't want Josh to think I'm saying Sam Darnold is trash or garbage, because he's not. I mean, that'd be absolutely ludicrous for me to say that. That's stupid.
And I know
right,
you cover USC, and I know you're tight, and you know, and like I said, I respect your opinion, and I'm glad that you came on the show to make that point, to clear it up, because that's the whole thing I wanted to do, was just because to me it felt like that. It felt like you were saying Lamar Jackson was so far in front, and to me, I wanted to be out there. Lamar Jackson's a fucking hell of an athlete. The guy is a hell of an athlete. I'm not saying Lamar Jackson is trash. What I am saying, though, is that his style of play doesn't necessarily translate to Super Bowl wins. Yes, it can get you wins in the regular season. There are productive quarterbacks that play like him. But for you just to not say that Sam Darnold's a first rounder is just it just blew my mind. But I'm glad you came and you cleared it up, because
he's gonna be drafted number one. I mean, we automatically know that. I mean, he's gonna be drafted number one.
But if he goes to the Browns,
be drafted number one? In my opinion, absolutely not. But he's gonna be drafted whether I think so or not. I mean, I don't work for the Browns, so.
No, I agree with you, and I agree with both you and my pops here, saying that if he does go to the Browns or the Jets, he's probably going to fail, because it's just not the right system for him to go to.
But what we also have, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
What you also have here is Sam Darnold.
I'm glad we cleared it up, because
Sam Darnold in the middle of last season said he had some confidence problems. He had confidence issues. Now, if he had confidence problems playing for USC, what's he going to have playing in the backfield for the Cleveland Browns or the New York Jets? And I will give you this, Nick. He's a sophomore coming out with 13 starts, 14 starts, something like that. Okay, and probably
Mark Sanchez, like you said,
had 4 starts against upper echelon quality teams, and he might have split those. He got blown out by Alabama. He lost to Notre Dame, but he beat Penn State. I mean, the quality games that he played in, he probably split, and he did not look good against Texas. It was a horrible game for him. Lamar Jackson did play some great games against some big competition, but he also faltered some of the time in some of the games when Louisville fell out of the race in the ACC. He kind of played sometimes indifferent, and that kind of bothered me. But as far as your statement that he's more ready for the NFL than Sam Darnold, I'm going to have to agree with you, because he is a senior.
Yeah.
He's played in
many
more games against much better competition on the whole.
Yeah.
So as a quarterback who's more prepared for the challenge, he probably is. But I will agree with Josh. His skill set with the running and the scrambling, it doesn't bode well for Super Bowls. It will give you wins and it makes you exciting, but I don't know if it bodes well. Now, can he transfer into a pocket quarterback? Yeah, I think he can in the right situation.
Yeah, all I got to say is, Nick, to kind of just cap it off here, I'll agree with you, and we'll just, maybe on my opinion here is that I think that Sam Darnold and Lamar Jackson are closer to each other in talent-wise and how they're going to translate than they are farther apart.
That's an interesting thing. I mean, I think, like you said, I think it comes to a point where what system they're going to be in. I mean, I think also, too, I wanted to say this. You talked about the Penn State win that Sam Darnold when USC beat Penn State, but let's not forget it wasn't necessarily Sam Darnold that won that game. It was Deontay Burnett, because Deontay Burnett actually changed the route. And if Deontay Burnett wouldn't have been able to change that route, USC would have lost.
Hey, Darnold still got to make the throw. Yes. You still got to make the throw. Though.
Yeah, but Josh, he threw 4 balls that should have been intercepted.
To make the throw, but what I'm saying is being able to read, and that's my only thing is that I question his ability to be able to read on the fly.
Yeah, and I agree with Nick. I agree with Nick completely, and I agree with the other guy that was chiming in this on Twitter that Sam needs a year 200. I would love for him to go to a team and sit. I would love for him to go to a team and sit. I agree with that. I completely agree with that, Nick. So, man, well, I agree. Dude, I appreciate you coming on and kind of just like, hashing this out, because I love you, and I wasn't trying to attack you on Twitter or anything. It's just
man.
Sometimes I'm at work, I'm a little bored, and I see something that kind of irks me, and I'm like, hey, let's go at it,
you know me and you will go at it anytime, any place. At the end of the day, brother, it's all love, and you know where you can find me, man, and I appreciate you guys having me on, and we can be able to talk this out. So anytime you guys need me on again, or you can come on my show. Both of you guys are more than welcome, man.
All right, we'll plug your show real quick. Where can?
I want to ask him one other question.
Go ahead. Yeah,
if
go ahead.
You don't mind.
Nick, you got a second?
Nick, you got a second?
Sure. Question? Okay, go ahead.
Okay, out of that group of people, Josh and I have been going back and forth on the Baker Mayfield thing.
Yeah.
Do you think Baker Mayfield is going to be a above average quarterback in the NFL?
I'm anti-Baker. Bud Knocker is for Baker, so we're split on that. I just think the guy's not going to work out.
You know, to answer Bud's question, I think he can be depending on the right system. If he goes to a team where they can flourish, where he can actually be able to flourish and develop, I think he could be a much above average quarterback.
Okay.
But I tell you, a guy to look out for if he goes to the right team, not named the New York Jets, and that's Josh Rosen, because Josh Rosen can simply light it up. If he stays in the right system and gets the right pieces around him, Josh Rosen's going to light it up. He's the one that excites me the most out of all these quarterbacks.
I agree with you. I think he is, out of all of them,
his injuries scare me.
He has the most upside as a professional quarterback as far as the way he plays and the tools he brings out of all five of those
real
guys.
Quick, Nick, before I let you go, what is your, because I just like rankings and stuff, what's your top 5 quarterback? How would you rank the quarterbacks going into the draft right now?
Damn, that's tough. I have to say 1, Baker Mayfield.
Wow.
2, Josh Rosen. I'd have to say I'd probably have to say Lamar Jackson just because he's more NFL ready than Sam Darnold. So I have to say the Lamar 3, Sam Darnold 4,
and Josh Allen
and we won't even put Josh Allen in this conversation.
Okay, very good.
Wow. All right, man. Well, hey, where can they catch your show real quick? Plug it real quick, and then where can they download it and where can they get it?
Yeah, for sure. You can catch me every Saturday, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern on Dash Radio, Dash Talk Station, the morning after with Nick Hamilton. Also, you can check me out on The Fix every Wednesday, 12 noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, also on Dash Radio, Dash Talk Station. Make sure you download the Dash Radio app.
All right, and like I said, man, I respect the hell out of you, Nick, and I'm glad you came on this show, man. That was good stuff. I'm glad we got to talk. So we'll have you on real soon, man.
Hey, I appreciate it, guys. Have a great show and keep up the great work, man.
All right, I appreciate it, man.
Stay dry.
All right.
That was good talk. We cleared the air.
I feel a little more.
Nice.
I felt a little more comfortable on this point.
Yeah, but you got to be professional about this. It's good to have a discussion without being idiots
and being just and you try and get on Twitter. So you only got 280 words, and that's something like you said, you can't really clarify what you're saying without speaking. I like it. We sat down like gentlemen.
He made
worked
some
it
great
out.
Points.
He made some great points.
So did you.
And he changed my mind a little bit on Lamar Jackson because I really do think that I really wasn't looking at Lamar Jackson's game, and he's good. He's a good quarterback, Knocker.
Yes.
It's just, man, I just see I feel like why not be Terrell Pryor? And go just, Terrell Pryor was like, you know what, I'm not going to make it in the NFL. My style doesn't translate. Let's go be a good wide receiver. And he's a good wide receiver, and he's going to get paid.
But he may end up changing. But right now, he's a quarterback. And that's what he wants to be, and I don't blame him.
I just can't. I can't believe Nick. I love you, man, but you say that I smoke a lot of weed, but you just put Baker Mayfield, Knocker,
as number 1.
Number 1, Knock.
I don't know, man. We're gonna find out. This is a very, very interesting draft, man. It really, truly is.
Smoke weed every day.
Because you really can't pinpoint one of these guys. And
you
say,
can't.
Yes,
I give it to Nick.
This
though.
guy's
You're
going
right.
to be good.
You're right, Nick. I mean, Knocker. There's the quarterbacks. We're gonna go to break here, and then when we get back, what are we gonna have? Shot of the week. We're gonna have your song coming up here, Knocker. So give me that, but just a second. And then we've got March Madness. We're gonna have some Wild Wonder Sports.
Too. We're into March. We're still out in February.
Oh, we got to give him some play, Knocker. Come on, man. All right. Knocker. So, again, with these quarterbacks, I feel like there's one that's ready now. There's one that's ready now, or maybe 2. I guess 2 NFL ready. That would be Lamar Jackson, mentally ready.
Right.
And Josh Rosen. And I think the other 3, Josh Allen, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, need to sit 1 year behind someone good on a good team, on a decent franchise in order to succeed.
See, I don't know enough about Josh Allen. Is he a Carson Wentz? I don't know.
I don't know
more about Carson Wentz than
the
Josh
guys
Allen.
They said threw, I think, a 90-yard pass. Knocker.
Right, he can really throw the ball, but that doesn't make you an NFL quarterback. So
it doesn't.
I really, for me to judge what he can and cannot do, I don't know. The other 4 quarterbacks I know and I've seen, and to me, the one that could right now step into an NFL huddle and perform like Dak Prescott would be Josh Rosen.
Yeah, his injuries just scare me. Longevity scares me about Josh Rosen. So what's your song, Knocker, coming up? I'm going to get it for you. What do you got for me?
Oh, we're going back. We're going back to 60.
Tell me the song first, remember, always, then explain
Highway
so I
Star.
can search.
It's called Highway Star.
Okay.
The band is Deep Purple. You got Richie Blackmore.
I got the remastered version.
That's
Would
fine.
you like that?
That's
Okay.
fine. You got Richie Blackmore on guitar. One of the most iconic bands in the late '60s. Brought you Smoke on the Water. All kinds of good stuff. Richie Blackmore, one of the most underrated guitar players in the history of rock and roll. So enjoy this from my youth. This is called Highway Star by Deep Purple.
We'll be back.